And we're back. So, you read the title of the video. That's a question that I'd like to ask you today. Can you take a nap? Ask yourself that. Can you take an L? Can you afford to take an L? Like, will you be too embarrassed to take an L? Are the people that you're surrounded with, will they constantly bully you and put you down because you took said L? Can you lose a multi-million dollar platform or deal or sponsorship, or you know what I mean? Can you lose your legacy and still keep moving? We see in this day and age that depression and una, unaliving oneself is at an all-time high these days. And I think part of the reason why that is because a lot of us today can't take an L. When you've been riding on a high for so long, you feel like you're invincible, unbeatable, unstoppable, and then you hit that brick wall, or you realize you're not as good or great or amazing as you thought you were. You go from all the way up here to way down there in terms of how you feel, your self-esteem, right? Having your self-esteem reset to factory settings, you realize that you can't talk the same way, you can't walk the same way, you can't exhibit the same behavior after taking a loss. That's why they call it humbling. They say, yeah, they humbled you. You know what I mean? Take a slice of humble pie. You know what I mean? It's always good to be modest. And the reason why I say it's always good to be modest is because when you like to go overboard and be extravagant and extra, you know what I mean? People gonna come to expect that from you. You know, how you start is how you finish. People gonna come to expect that behavior all the time. You always aggressive, you always loud, you always super flashy, you always talk with a lot of charisma, you always got a lot of money, you always. And when you can no longer project whatever image or whatever behavior that you want people to perceive you as, when that perspective changes from the outside in and the inside out, you can't hide. You gotta keep it 100. You gotta be forthcoming. You have to be genuine. Yes, yes. You know, this day and age, we have a lot of habitual liars. What's a habitual liar? Someone who lies by habit. You just got a habit of doing it. Like, you know how, like, you got muscle memory habits. You might, like, for example, you might have a habit where as soon as you walk in the bathroom, you immediately flick the light switch on. You know what I mean? Or as soon as you come home, you go right to the refrigerator. As soon as you sit down, you press a certain channel, or as soon as you get on your laptop, you go to a certain page. You know what I mean? Playing certain video games, you might not have touched the video game for years, but you know how to put that command sequence in, or those combos. You still know how to do those combos. You know what I mean? we condition ourselves to be a certain way, or at least to try to be a certain way all the time. Even if that's at home, in public, you know what I mean? We try to condition ourselves to be a certain way. A lot of times when we walk outside of the house, we got to put on a mask. You know what I mean? That's a defense mechanism for survival, touching on survival once again, because that's the name of the game. Uh, yeah, you can check that video out if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel. Right? So let's get back to the question. I was just really just doing an overview about losing, you know, behaviors and how people see you, perspectives. Right? Reason why I want to ask you guys today, can you take an L, is because you're going to have to at some point in your life. You know, if you're a young man, you know what I mean, teens, you probably ain't really taking any L's. You know what I mean? You haven't really seen a real loss. I mean, you can lose friends. You might lose that girl you like. You know what I mean? But when I'm talking about taking an L, I mean like losing your livelihood, losing your job, losing the love of your life, losing a friend that you have for life. And it's not always just relationships ending. It could be someone passing away. Like, that's a hard L to take. I can say it because I have experience dealing with loss. You know what I mean? Dealing with grief. Dealing with forgetting who you are. Certain losses, they transform us. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. You know what I mean? Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Right? Nine times out of 10, anybody, this goes for anybody, you're going to react to taking a loss one or two ways. You're either going to deny it, or you're going to accept it and try to improve. Right? For example, you get into an argument with your girl. She knows she lost. She knows she right. She know you're right, but she can't concede. She can't let it go. She wants to keep contending until you just, you know what I mean, just cave or whatever. You know what I mean? I only speak on that because that's something that a lot of people talk about. You know what I mean? Women like to argue. But because I'm not somebody who really be chasing after women like that, I can't really give you my perspective on it, because I really don't be arguing. When I see somebody, a female, want to argue, especially if I'm not emotionally invested in her, I'm not saying shit. I don't got shit else to say. I don't care. I don't care enough to speak. Whatever. Right? When I also see that I'm being taken advantage of, or I'm being taken for a ride, or, you know what I mean? When I see those certain behaviors, this is again targeted to anybody. It's not just a female. This is anybody. You know what I mean? I say, you know what? I gotta charge that to the game. I gotta take that loss. I didn't see the play being played on me before they opened the curtains to this play or to this act. Sometimes you can see the play a mile away. Some people be sloppy with their shit, you know what I mean? But sometimes you come across a smooth criminal. You know what I'm saying? Annie, are you okay? Sometimes you come across a smooth criminal and you never seen game like this. You never seen, you know what I'm saying, moves, charisma. You never seen tactics like this. You know what I mean? So you might get scammed. You know what I mean? You might get scammed. You might get outperformed. You know what I mean? You might get cheated on. You might lose some of your prized possessions. You might lose a loved one. You might lose your job. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we can lose at any given moment. You know what I mean? You can even lose your own life if you're not careful. But you are guaranteed to take some losses in life. It's a guarantee. So I'm gonna ask you again: can you take a loss? Can you take a loss? Let's go to the base octave level that every man understands, or every human being understands. Violence. Violence. A lot of times when we don't know how to articulate how we feel or know how to express how we feel in a responsible, um, mature way, we want to resort to violence because everybody respects violence. Everybody respects violence. You understand? You understand violence. Nobody has to teach you that. You can just witness something violent happening, and you be like, "Wow!" You understand completely what the fuck just happened. I mean, I saw a video. It was a short. It was showing babies witnessing the hibachi grill fire up for the first time, like when the flames just go sky high, and all damn near every last one of them had a fear response when they saw it. It's like for a baby to come into the world knowing nothing about anything, they see this big giant, flare up of fire. You know what I mean? They see this big wall of fire, flames shooting up. It's just so much kinetic energy going on at one time. They immediately know to try to get away from that or try to scream for help. They know that that's danger. They know that they're going to lose. They're not going to make it. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to recognize danger. You got to recognize deception. You got to recognize trouble. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you. You have to pay attention to who's around you. You have to pay attention to what you're putting into your spirit. Right? What we want to do is to mitigate and to lessen the amount of losses that we take in life. Everybody likes to win. You get a dopamine rush. You get a high when you win. Right? But winning isn't everything. What you mean, Hawk? Winning is not everything. Sometimes it's better to lose. Sometimes it's better to lose. The reason why I say losing can be good is because you learn a lot more concretely when you lose. Those feelings when you take a loss or you don't succeed, you remember it. Those feelings burn into you. And like I said before, you do one or two things. You either accept it and try to improve, or you deny it. Oh, man, that was just a fluke. That was a one-time, man, that ain't gonna happen again. Like, they say denial is the first stage. You know what I mean? Skip all that, cut a loss, take your loss. You know what I mean? Let's go to video games, right? I've played a lot of people in video games. Some I've never met, don't know who they are because I played a lot of online games. But I also played a lot of games with my friends. Right? One thing I've noticed, a lot of people really, really, really hate losing. It's hard for them to accept the fact that they lost. Right? I don't really get really upset when I lose. I'm expecting to lose, especially when I'm in a learning process of learning a new fighting game or learning the controls and mechanics and geography and topography, whatever game I'm indulging in. I'm expecting to make mistakes and take losses and this and that. Like, I'll give you an example. There's this game called Hearthstone. It's a digital trading card game. It's like a very, very simple version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering or whatever. But it's also complex because you have to understand the interactions from card to card and how they synergize or clash. You know what I mean? Because you can build a deck and you put all your favorite cards in there, but they don't synergize. They get in the way of each other. You have to play around your own plays when you don't build your deck right. Right? I have in that Hearthstone game, I've achieved the legend. It's like the highest ranking you can achieve in that game. And I think I was reading somewhere on Reddit, I don't know if this is true or not, But that game, like, I think like only like 10% of people who play that game ever get legend. You know what I mean? The statistics have probably changed since I read that, which was years ago. But once I crossed the legend line in Hearthstone, I felt kind of complete. Even though my life wasn't finished or I haven't accomplished everything in my life, I had a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of completion, because it took me 2.5, 3 years to finally do it. It was very, very stressful. I devoted a lot of time into that. That's why I want to speak on it, because I devoted a nice chunk of my life to playing that game. I challenge you, if you want to get better at critical thinking, or you want to improve just your mind, I recommend playing Hearthstone. It's a simple game to pick up, but it gets complex the higher you go up in competing. You know what I mean? All right. That's probably one game that I've played that I've taken the most losses in. I think I have close to 10,000 wins with one single class. You know what I mean? I have close to 10,000 wins with the Warlock class or whatever. But that's really neither here nor there. I didn't mean to brag about how good I am at this game. Whatever. Let's forget about that. Right? Let's go back to, can you take an L? Right? I have lost over thousands of games. Sometimes I get upset, I get frustrated, but I don't quit. Just because you lost doesn't mean it's over. Like, just because you lost doesn't mean you have to quit. You know what I mean? You can keep trying. Right? Nothing beats a failure but a try. I always thought that was kind of weird, but I understand it. Like, you'll get more respect for trying to do something as opposed to just talking about it all the time and never even attempting. You know what I mean? Never even putting yourself in a position to fail or be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Can't nobody respect that. Can't nobody respect no shit like that. Especially if you're a man and all you do is just, run off, shoot off at the mouth. Can't nobody respect that. Right? You gotta be about what you're talking about. Because you're just gonna take an L in opportunities when you just always talking bullshit. Like, people are like, man, this motherfucker ain't real. He ain't about what he talking about. I can't take him serious. You know what I mean? That's how it goes, though. That's how it goes. Right? So it's good to take losses sometimes, because there's a lot more you can learn from losing than you can from winning. When you lose, you can see where it is that you need to improve. You can see your mistakes. Like football, for an example. I didn't really play football seriously. Like I would try out. I tried out for the team in high school. Like I was able to play, but I just didn't really want to. I didn't really want to. Like, I didn't understand the importance of fundamentals and conditioning and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? I was like, look, just give me the ball and let me run with it. Let me just go. Right? Because I didn't respect the structure and the dynamics of a team-oriented sport, I realized that, you know what I mean, I don't need to be playing it. I just want to be the shining star. Like, just give me the fucking ball. Like, fuck everybody else, give me the ball. Like, that's why I didn't really play sports. It wasn't that I wasn't athletic. I just, you know what I mean? Give me the ball. Let me shine. All right. So football. When you take a hard, heavy loss in football, the coach wants you to study the game film. So we all, as a collective, as a team, can look at where we fell short. Where were we missing? Where did we fall apart? Was it communication? Like, did we not practice enough? Were we not fast enough? Were we not Were we out of stamina, out of breath? Like, what was it why we just couldn't win this game? Why we couldn't contend? Right? You study your losses. You reflect on them. You analyze them. Because that's how you can improve. That's how you thoroughly, concretely improve upon what it is that you're doing. Right? Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So you keep practicing. You keep conditioning. You keep going. You keep persevering. You keep advancing. You keep expanding. Right? And before you know it, that level or that place that you only admired, you're now standing in. You know what I mean? And when you look around, it's like, wow. So this is what it felt like to be at that spot or to be in this place. Wow. I want to go higher. I want to go further. I want to achieve more. Right? Another thing. Money. Right? When you make money and when you lose money, you realize how good you are at being responsible. From making money to spending money, saving money, losing money, it's a good way to gauge how responsible you are as a person, as an adult. When you don't have bills to pay, when you don't have responsibilities, you do whatever you want with your money. You don't really think about it. You just impulsively buy things. But when you get out there on your own and you still have those same behaviors, you get paid on Friday, it's Tuesday night, you got $20 left for the rest of the week. You like, man, how I'm gonna make it? I can only spend $5 a day on food. So that leaves me with $15. I mean, that leaves me with $5 because I'm going to spend $15 for the next 3 days. It's Tuesday night, so Wednesday, Thursday, and I got to eat on the day I get paid because I probably can't get my money until after work unless we doing direct deposit, which, you know, you might. So you might only have to spend 10. You know what I mean? If you cut it right. You know what I mean? Or you'll just, you know, your budget, you be like, all right, for $10, what could I eat for the next 2 to 3 days? Times is different now, but when I was at that place, I said, okay, I'm going to get a carton of eggs. I'm going to get 4 cans of tuna fish. And, you know what I mean, the other little ingredients that go in it. And 2 loaves of bread. I'm just going to eat tuna fish till Friday. And, hey, I made it. Shoot, I had 35 cents in my pocket until my money hit on that Friday. You know what I mean? So going through that, I learned the lesson not to just waste, to be more mindful of what I'm spending my money on. I mean, do I really need to eat this right now? Do I really need to have this right now? Let me just control my urges, repress that. You know what I mean? Let's just get through the day. You know what I mean? After this, I'll be good. You know what I mean? When you've lost so much money, right? I've even lost whole checks before, like, you know what I mean? Lost whole checks. My whole check, I lost it. I can't find it. You know what I mean? Fuck. And I'm not talking about the pay stub. I'm talking about the actual cash. Like I withdrew the cash, or I got my check cashed. Then I went in the bathroom and sat down on the toilet. My wallet fell out my pocket. I come back to the bathroom. Thank God my wallet's there, but all the money's gone. This happened. I was working at a Giant. I was working at a grocery store. Went in the bathroom. Put all, you know what I'm saying? Wallet fell out my pocket. Had to take a dump. Went back out. Went back to work. I come back in the bathroom because I'm like, yo, hold on, where my? Because I wanted to go buy a soda or something. I'm like, yo, hold up, where my wallet at? Right? I'm like, oh shit. I know I had it when I came in. I know I had it when I came in. Cause my ID to punch in for the clock is in my wallet. So I had to have that to get in, cause I ain't remember my number by heart. Anyway, so I go to the bathroom. I see my little black wallet on the floor, but it's opened up. I'm like, damn, it's been like 2 hours. I know probably somebody that came in here and probably seen that shit. Like $325, $30 gone. Gone. But it wasn't all bad because I had like $1,100 saved up, so I wasn't in a desperate situation, but I was just like, damn, yo. I had planned on buying something this week. I think I had wanted to get some shoes or something. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? I've lost whole checks before. So if you ask me, can I take a loss? Yeah, I can take a loss. I can take a loss. So moving further, right? Let's go into relationships, right? An emotional man is an extremely dangerous thing. I know I'm just touching on it, but I'm probably going to have to talk at length about that in another video. All right, so an emotional man is very, very dangerous, right? An emotional man, the only time we really see an extremely emotional man is when a man feels like he has nothing to lose. He's lost everything, probably all in the same day, and he lost it. He just said, fuck it. I don't care. Fuck it. Everybody gonna die today. Right? That fatal attraction type stuff. I don't mean to laugh because, I mean, death is not funny. But some of the things that men have done behind losing a woman to another man, or just losing their woman because of their own stupidity or whatever, or even just stuff that was beyond their control, because they just invested so much into this woman. They locked in. They was like, look, this who I'm gonna be with. You know what I'm saying? We gonna grow old together. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? That man will kill everybody and himself, no matter how hard it seems, no matter how long it takes. If a man really just snapped to that point where he just can't come back, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. You know what I mean? Now, I've been at that place where I've been extremely distraught, emotionally traumatized, like where I wanna like go hurt some dude that's fucking a girl I used to. I've been there. But did I do anything? No. Why? Because it's only gonna make me look stupider in the long run. It's only gonna make me look dumb. Even if I do beat his ass, like, she already done let him hit. Like, she already. I can't beat the ass. I can't beat the pussy that she gave him out of him. Like, you know what I mean? That's already a done deal. Like, now, if he ain't get the cheeks yet, you know what I mean, you might got a chance. You know what I mean? At least to scare him off, or just to make him an example to anybody who try to fuck with him. You know what I mean? Before it's too late. But like I said earlier, you gotta catch the play before it happens. But that's another thing that comes with women. Bro, if you wanna If you don't want to have to deal with those problems, yo, just chill, just be single, bro. Just be single, bro. Just do it. Just do it, bro. At least try. Like, bro, it's not that bad, bro. It's really not. It's not that bad. Having peace and quiet, not having to explain where you going, when you coming in, or I mean, that's nothing can trump the moving how you want to move. Now, when you're in a relationship, you become a unit. You know what I mean? Y'all have to have a common ground. Y'all have to have something that y'all agree on. I mean, y'all have to come to an agreement with, you know what I mean, with how y'all gonna treat each other, what y'all gonna contribute to the relationship or the home, whatever. Like, do we want to build? Do we just want to fuck around? Like, these are things that y'all need to discuss. Y'all need to discuss, because if you don't discuss it, what's gonna happen? Y'all gonna take a loss. Time will be wasted. Can't get that back. You know what I mean? Emotions gonna be thrown out the window. Can't get that back. You know what I mean? Then your heart probably gonna turn cold. You probably can't get those good feelings back. It's gonna mess up your whole equilibrium. Like, men, we don't bounce back as quick or as good as women when it comes to breakups. You know what I mean? They are more in tune with emotions. Like, so when we get a tidal wave of emotions that flow over us, and we not used to being in an emotional state, bro, it just destroys your whole world, and then you don't really have nobody, no real shoulders you can go cry on, like, cause you supposed to be strong. You a man. You know what I'm saying? You, man, suck it up, nigga. Fuck you crying for? Well, that's exactly how people gonna talk to you. Cause a man's supposed to be strong. Even though nowadays they're trying to slowly erode masculinity away, but it's still in the nature for other men and women to respect masculinity. Because when you constantly project weakness, bro, I don't care what nobody say. Nobody will respect no man that openly projects weakness and openly, like, bro. Unless you come out the closet and say, yeah, I'm gay. You know what I mean? You get no love from nobody. Like, I'm not saying you gotta be the hardest motherfucker that ever existed, but don't let nobody walk all over you. Stand up for yourself. Take a stand for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't roll over. I don't care how big this nigga is, bro. I'll tell you this story, right? I'll tell you this story. I was in Atlanta. Right? Tying into what I was talking about yesterday with getting your rest, right? I was in Atlanta it was my first time there. I was just visiting the city, just seeing what they got. You know, the women are very, very beautiful down there. If you've never been there, I recommend just take a trip. Not to really spend no money. Just look at how the women is down there, right? Bro, I was like, man, I feel like I belong here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, bro, the women appreciate masculine men down there, bro. They really, really do. And if you know anything about Atlanta, you know why that is. You know why that is. But even that, like, that's just one good side of it. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on down there. Right? Their legal system down there is completely different from up here, bro. Oh my God. Getting back to the story, right? I was going to a barbershop to try to get my hair cut. And because I ain't really sleep in like 2 days, right? I was a little off, right? So I was just going in the barber shop, just just being super goofy, right? And somebody said Orlando Blair, or Orlando, yo, you remind me of Orlando Brown. I started laughing, right? I ain't think it was funny. I didn't. Mind you, this man is huge. This man is at least 3 times my size. He's like he's somewhere between 6'3", 6'5", 6'6". Just built like a huge ass like linebacker, in between linebacker and defensive lineman, right? This man is like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". He's somewhere in there. And if I had to guess how much he weighed, he probably was like at least close to 3, if not, you know what I mean? But guess what? I didn't let that slide. I said, nah, I don't think that's funny. He said, man, it's just a joke. I'm like, yeah, it's just a joke, but I don't find it funny. I think that's disrespectful, right? The reason why I'm talking like this is not because I think I can just beat his ass. No. I'm talking like this because from man to man, we always have to respect one another. Because if not, the threat of violence is always present. And because I know that, right? You see this little doohickey on my belt, right? If I take this off and I put it around, like I ain't gonna have time to do all this, but this probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this off, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my hand in here, right? This like a brass knuckle, you know what I mean? Bang, bang, bang. And then taking it a step further, right? I got my lighter connected to it, so you can strangle somebody with that. And then there's a knife on the other end of it. So if he wanted to take his big giant hawk looking motherfucking ass and try to harm me, he was gonna see that, right? It wasn't meant to happen. I ended up getting locked up that night because I was basically standing out the barbershop waiting for him to come out because I wasn't done talking to him. I didn't want to harm this man or hurt him or anything, but I knew that because of his size and my size, right? Because of my size, he think he can just talk to me any kind of way. No, bro. Even this pick on the back of my head can be used as a weapon. If you ever got locked up, they take away anything and everything that could be used as a weapon, right? This shirt that's around my waist, right? You can use this to strangle somebody, right? There's a reason why I do what I do and wear what I wear. Like, yeah, you might think it's just fashionable or whatever. That's to take away from the fact that I'm carrying a weapon that could kill you. Right? And I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I'm not saying this because I'm looking for trouble. I'm saying this because the world that we live in, bro, you never know what could happen at any given moment. So you always need to be prepared to mitigate or to lessen the amount of L's that you take. Right? Me and this, I don't know this guy's name. You know what I mean? I'll probably never see him again. And if I did see him again, I would say this. I would say the same thing that I wanted to say to him that same night. But because now I'm in a more reasonable state of mind, like I've gotten rest, like I haven't been up for 2 days with no sleep, right? So maybe even me, like taking it to that place, right? Even me doing that, that's probably because I wasn't really in my right frame of mind. Even though I was conscious of his size, I was conscious of my size, what I had, how big he was. You know what I mean? I never lost, I was never out of my situational awareness. I was completely aware of everything that was going on the entire time. But because I didn't get any rest, my mind was off. My thinking was off. Like when I don't get rest, my mind it just runs faster. Like it likes to skip steps. It just likes to do blast processing, but it's shoddy. It's shaky. It misses things. It just goes where it wants. It's like I lose control over my mind if I don't get rest. Rest is very important to me. I love rest. You know what I mean? I love when I can just rest. I don't have to do anything. All my responsibilities take care of. I can just rest and relax. You know what I mean? And when you're not doing anything, you can't take losses. You know what I mean? That's another way to mitigate your losses. Right? Stop doing so much. Sometimes we lose because we in a rush. You ever, you know what I mean, been in a rush to get to work. You run out the house and you forget something. You forget your lunch. You forget you change your shoes. You forget your keys. I mean, you gotta go back because you need your keys to start the car up. But like, sometimes you just gotta just chill, man. Just chill. Sometimes you take losses because you trying to do too much and you trying to move too fast, and you know what I mean. Just chill, relax, take your time, man. And don't always be so quick to be defensive. You know what I mean? That's probably why I got locked up, because God wanted me to know that I was in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like if I did wait for that man to come out, you know what I mean? Anything could have happened. One of us could have died that night. You know what I mean? And God was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it so that y'all can't cross paths again. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at that. Like I really ain't want to fight. I just wanted him. Like, and another thing I said to him, I was like that's really stupid to somebody's coming in to support your business, right? And you can't even respect them. Why would they want to spend money with you? That's another thing I said, bro. That's real stupid. Like, you got somebody in here wanting to come in here and spend money, and you just gonna just disrespect them. Like, bro, like, you dumb, you stupid. You know what I mean? That's not smart if you try to run or conduct a business, right? So he took a loss. You know what I mean? I took a loss. We both took a loss. Everybody lose. Nobody wins. And that really sucks when nobody wins. Man, that really sucks. Unless your goal was to not allow somebody else to win, then you happy. You know what I mean? But you know, I think I'm getting close to the point where I want to wrap the video up. I pretty much skated around what I needed to with this video. You know what I mean? I just want to say thank you for everybody for tuning in, for sharing the videos, you know, for letting me know that they're great listens when you're at work. You know, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because that's what I was hoping to do with my daily discussions. So, oh man. I'm not gonna tell you to click off of the video, but I'm basically done talking about the topic. Right now, I really just want to just show y'all the fit. You know what I mean? This is Celestia. This is one of my favorite designs for this anime that I'm making. Celestia. And on the back of all of my hoodies and t-shirts, right, I have a tag at the bottom of the dragon seal that basically gives you an idea of who this character is, right? I don't know if you could see the back like clear without zooming in, because I can't see when I'm facing this way. I don't have anybody here. I just have my camera, you know, sitting up on something. But yeah, so just want to let y'all know that soon and very soon I will be opening an online store, so you can purchase the any of the pieces that you see me wear. You can purchase them. The outfits, you're gonna have to make them yourself. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing some business is going to be some people I'm going to be talking to. I'm going to be getting some quotes on material and stuff like that. And be seeing how much it's going to cost me to make X amount in bulk or this or that. So before I really start putting all the merch like right there where you can just, before I start doing all that, I feel like I need to get things more in a concrete setup, because the guy who had the machine that I was using to print these out, he's no longer working where he was. I'm trying to get in contact with him, but he's been difficult to find. So I'm gonna try to see what other places can help me print these out. So yeah. Also, you can't get this from anybody but me, unfortunately. So if you really like the designs of the characters, you want to know more, please contact me. I'll probably be making a Discord so that we can get more people involved, because I'm looking for illustrators, I'm looking for animators, I'm looking for people who can do music and sound effects and stuff like that. I'm trying to build a team of at least starting off at least like 10 people, including myself. So I'm gonna be one of the people and be like one of the lead designers and the person writing the story, the author. But I'm looking for 9 people to bring onto this project. I'm gonna need people for voiceovers and all things like that. I want to make this anime premiere on my YouTube channel. I want my YouTube channel to be where you watch this anime. You know what I mean? Or the manga. I want my channel to be it. Unless we get like, and I'm saying we because I'm not doing this alone. I want to bring everybody on this project, man. Everybody. Everybody who wants to be a part of this, I want you to be a part of this. So if you have any skills, any technical skills, Photoshop, illustrations, animations, man, please do not hesitate to comment. Please do not hesitate to visit me on any of my other socials, my Facebook, my Twitter. I don't really even use Twitter, but maybe I should start getting on my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok. I'm gonna put everything somewhere in the description, or I'm links to my socials. I might even just edit the video to where I'll just have them in all of my videos moving forward. So every day I'll put all my socials and stuff there, so anybody who sees it, you can follow me there, inquire about what we doing, what we're working on, if you want to be a part of it. Because I don't want to spoil it to people who are not going to be working on it, because I want this to be a big project review. Like when we do the first episode, or we release the first issue of Dragon Seal 7, like I can just see it now. But yeah. Class is dismissed. Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Farewell, my students. Be good. Be great.